double mainline split for Summit as we head into the tunnel. Green signal tells us the tunnel is clear. Onto one trestle into the Henry W. Walter Jr. tunnel. We come out in the village of Wyes. Nice little town with a small passenger station, a diner, and a barber shop, a little yarn shop, and some new construction going on. We head out over the trestle. The spur to our left backs into Bowen Branch, one of the higher points on the railroad. As we approach Summit, Rich Clemons, our engineer, being followed by Caboose Mikey and the 813. There we are, just crossing over the top of the tunnel now. As we head for the high girder bridge at milepost 24 on Ridgeline. This is the Leon Johnson Bridge. We are at the high point of the railroad. We look back down on Wixon, and there's Bowen Branch behind it. As we start our descent down the next trestle, make a big horseshoe curve, and come out in Canard after we cross under Oak Avenue. This turnout on our right is a back way into Canard. You could stop and back down that way. Gives you another connection into the yard if you need to get around or turn around. Of course, there's always a couple trolls here under the bridge at Oak Avenue. Cross under the signal bridge. That track going back behind us would go up to Hayes Hill. Now we come into Canard. The Sunrise Citrus Co-op. Other industries here. That track coming down the hill on the right, the farthest track, would be the cutoff that I talked about that meets the trestle further up the hill. Towards the exit of Canard, new automatic signal drops for us. As we descend down to the long straightaway on the track, Long Barrel. That'll be the next passing section we come into. Approach the new M barn. It's just gone up. Nice green metal structure designed all to hold club equipment. It's been scattered in a few other barns. Club equipment will all get moved into this new barn on the right here. 9 tracks, 54 feet long each. Storage. Classifying yard in front of it. There's the entrance to the barn. Doors back. Still waiting to get some doors on that barn. And we're going to make the horseshoe and head across over there to Bissett Yard. Their automatic signal drops as we pass it. And Bridge Live Steamers Campground for the winter residents. Big Michigan group, among other northern states down here. Stay for the season. Center pavilion there for our gatherings and our meetings. Workshop, private car barns, as we enter into the PJ Bissett yard. Get a good view of the girder bridge. Distance. Come by the other side of the new barn. Signals are changing over here. You still see some of the capture release. They're moving over to the automatic signals. Here's the front of the new barn. Splitting off into 9 tracks. And as we approach Sinkin Springs State Park, right here on the Ridge Main Line, milepost 48. You'll see why it's called Sinkin Spring. Tall stands are engineer's choice switch handles, so you can change the switches as you move along before you get to them. As we roll through the quiet little burb of Thomasville, never much action here in Thomasville. You can always count on that car being parked on the siding. As we move uphill into Coach Whip. And the Coach Whip passing siding. And if you started at the Ridgeville station, at this point you've gone 1 mile on the Ridge lines. North Coach Whip Patrol Point. This is Mount Meyer at the moment, the excavation pile from yet another new barn that you see there, going up in the background. Concrete's in place. Walls will be going up shortly. Very windy out here today. Got a cold front moving in with the threat of severe weather. We come up on the edge of Yeehaw and Pine Level. So that will be the new barn. Steaming bays in the front of this one. The over and under barn. As we cross through Pine Level. These were the previous club barns. Equipment's been moved out of there and moved down into the new barn here at North Yeehaw. One scale operation in the center behind the pavilion for our smaller scale trains. The other side of the workshop, ties being made. As we approach Yalaha and the Foster Bond Station. One of 2 primary passenger stations on the line. As we, looks like we're pulling into Yalaha and the Foster Bond Station here. As we take the power turnout. Head in by the coal tipple and the water tower. REA agency office here. And back into the station. Our station stop at Foster Bond is over. Pull back out onto the main line at North Holman. We'll make the U and go past Gabby Station as we make our way into Elston Yard. We have a destination of getting back over to Canard. We're going to see another part of the railroad as we head over there. Canard will be quiet this time of day. This time yesterday it was full with hundreds of cars, so there was lots of switching going on. We're going to cut across a couple lines here. Go through Ridgeville Junction. And we'll come into Ridgeville Station as we make the curve. Ridgeville Station. That canopy is actually a saved Amtrak canopy. I've been told from which station, but I don't remember. Somewhere up in this area, northern Florida, mid-Florida, I guess. Engineer's choice handle for Elston Yard, or stay on the main line. We're going to go around the outside. Tracks A1, A2, A3 are the main line tracks. Not to be blocked. Elston Yard broken up into A yard, B yard, C yard, and D yard. This is the primary working yard off Ridgeline. Gravel pile, ballast pile up ahead. An overhead loader to load the ballast cars when we need to carry new ballast out. And here's an empty Elston Yard. We're in C yard, D yard on our right. B yard up on our left, and A yard, A1, 2, and 3 are the through tracks. Elston Yard Tower. As we look back at the other side of the front of the pavilion, right the other side of that pavilion is where Foster Bond Station is, where we started this segment. We're going to head back out of Elston Yard, go back past Gabby Station, across the opposite of the pair of trestles, which will bring us into Tiley. Grab our signals. Note the engineer's choice going for mainline. Gabby Station, generally just a flag stop on the line. Not too many passengers using that. We pass milepost 9. And reach Black Widow Gap Tender Station House. We go over a gauntlet track here. Track we're on goes off to Tiley. Other track goes off into Yeehaw Wye. And the marker up here marks Tiley Corners, where Mort Tiley's truck and I will run in with the corner of this building. Tiley. And we go into Toll Bucket. Roll down in front of Rich Dobler's house. He is the resident here. So I'll technically run in a backyard of Rich Dobler on 15 acres here outside of Dundee, Florida. Now we're back. We took the mainline track last time, went down through the tunnel. This time we'll go up and over Hayes Hill. And that'll bring us down the other track that I talked about earlier that comes into Canard. Last time we came in, there was a track on our left under the signal bridge And that's the track we'll be coming in on this time. Roundhouse under construction out there. There's the turntable under construction. The roundhouse isn't there yet. Hayes Hill Yard. Fair number of industries up here too, as we're up at one of the high points of the railroad. Look all around, see we're surrounded by lots of citrus groves. Lots of pretty views from up here. Always a good breeze up on Hayes Hill also. And now we're going to head back down the hill under the signal bridge that we talked about. And we're back into Canard. Roll through the Canard. You can see the cutoff going up, the trestle over there. We'll go and approach the summit from the other direction this time. Back out of Canard, going up under Oak Avenue again. Power turnout, the cutout back down to Canard, over Gopher Gulch. Village of Wixon and the tunnel entrance. That Bowen Branch up above it again as we go back over the Leon Johnson Bridge. And that's the down the hill turnout over there. Fun little turnout. Goes between Thomasville and Summit. That's my snack tree right there. You see all the nice citrus on the bottom. Always good for a snack when you reach Summit. Plenty of tangerines around. This entire property was a experimental citrus grove before Ridge got it. And as you can see, there's still plenty of citrus growing here. Down the trestle in the wind. Turn out into Bowen Branch. And we arrive back at the Village of Wixon. With Pinky's Diner. Nice place to stop and grab a cup of coffee if you need. Tunnel signals. Notice the tunnel is clear. More construction going on over here. Future home of the Dion Farm. And we go back into the tunnel. Cross under the Summit Bridge. Climb back out of the hole. And we approach the Triple Signal Bridge from the opposite direction. That's triple signals where you can choose either Hayes Hill, mainline to Summit, or the leftmost track as we see here, which goes around to Yeehaw. Cross under the signal bridge, back under, or in front of Rich Douglas' house. Say hi, Rich. Always wave as we go by. Release our signal on Summit. Come through Toll Bucket. And roll back into Tiley. On our way back to Ridgeville. Change of plans, we're not going to Ridgeville. We're going to back up here as we come in the other end of Tiley, which is going to then put us in line to take that track on our right, which is the Yeehaw Wye. So you come through Tiley and go out the far end, and then the spring switches put you back on the track for the other direction. So that's why we're backing down here. And then we can swing back around as we change directions. Alright, we move back into Yeehaw Wye. Coming in from the Tiley side.
Show him the Y.
One of several Ys on this railroad. There's a Y here in Yeehaw. There's a Y in Elston Yard. There's a Y between Bissett and Long Barrel. And you can, I think there's probably a couple others. But you can always find a place, turn your train around, or grab your cars from the other side. You'll run around if you need. Lots of tracks to work with. Currently faced the wrong direction. It needs to get into one of these barns over here. We're going to run through the Y so we get it turned around. Face the way we need to lay it up in a barn. So here we come through the Yeehaw Yard. That's one section of track we actually, I don't think we've documented. Yeah, actually we have. Yeah, we came up out of Coach Whip into Yeehaw, that section behind us. Now as we come out of the Y, we're going to spin around, come back into Yeehaw now as we get shoved forward, or backwards, for your point of reference. Past the Coal Tipple and into Pine Level. To the arm saw, running off to the workshop. They're making more ties. And I'm starting to feel a couple of raindrops. Says that storm front's getting a lot closer. It's really time to get this train put away. We'll hit the power turnout here to open the switch into the Yeehaw Wye from this side, spin back around. Dwarf signal lights to say we've got our switch. Caboose Mikey. As we're into the Yeehaw yard. Back out the Y on the opposite leg with our train now facing in the opposite direction. We've accomplished our goal. We started right over there at Tiley Corners, entered the Y right over there, and we come out on this side. We're heading for the bee barn right in front of us. That's trainman Mikey, U-man, lined some switches for us. Roll low speed over some of these rarely used switches. Barn awaits our train. And the train is home.
Just lay down, Jim.
And our train rolls into the bee barn. The end of another great weekend, Ridge Live Steamers.